Welcome to the Child Passenger Safety Training Program for Parents, Car Seat Loaner Program, presented by the Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety's Occupant Protection Program. Thank you for your efforts to ensure your child's safety. The Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety aims to make this process as easy for you as possible. To be sure that our clients have the knowledge needed to keep their young passengers safe, this training video is an important part of the Car Seat Loaner program. You have already completed the first two steps of this process. After viewing this training module in its entirety, you will complete a 20-question assessment scoring at least a 70 and then demonstrate safe installation and child positioning using the seat issued to you. Here are our learning objectives. At the end of this presentation, you should have learned about our CPS program and Virgin Islands child passenger safety laws. You should be familiar with the basics of car seat selection, installation, and use. You should recognize the hazards of not using and misusing car safety seats. You should know why children are more at risk for injuries than adults. And finally, you should know where to find more information and assistance. This training will be broken into 3 modules as shown. Let's get started. Module 1, Introduction to Child Passenger Safety, or CPS. A division of the Virgin Islands Police Department, the Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety's mission is to reduce injuries and fatalities caused by unsafe traffic behaviors. Areas of focus include impaired and distracted driving, maintaining current and accurate traffic records, which helps us to identify areas of concern, motorcycle and bicycle safety, pedestrian safety, speeding, commercial vehicle safety, and the reason we are here, occupant protection. What is the Occupant Protection Program? This program's role is to keep drivers and their passengers safe within their vehicles through the use of seat belts, child car safety seats, and airbags. Through educational outreach efforts like this, the Child Passenger Safety Program aims to train community partners, parents, and the general community on safe restraint practices. Additionally, certified community partners man fitting stations throughout the territory where motorists with children can get advice and installation assistance on car safety seats for their children. We will learn more about these fitting stations later in the presentation. Why is child passenger safety important? CPS stands for Child Passenger Safety. It is an arm of the Occupant Protection Program with a focus on providing education and resources to parents and motorists with children to keep young passengers safe. When traveling on our Virgin Islands roads, the correct and consistent use of car seats, booster seats, or seat belts where appropriate will keep your child protected in a crash. Placing your child in the different stages of seats shown here is determined by your child's age, weight, and height. Refer to the manual that comes with your child's seat to determine the right time to transition from one stage to another. At the Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety, the CPS or Child Passenger Safety Program has 4 primary functions. First, the program trains local police officers, firefighters, medical personnel, and even caregivers to become certified CPS technicians. Their role is to assist residents and visiting motorists with car seat fitting advice and installation assistance. This brings us to our second function, to establish CPS fitting stations throughout the territory. The places of work of our certified technicians, the hospitals, clinics, police and fire stations, schools, etc., become fitting stations where motorists can go to receive qualified fitting advice and installation assistance. You can contact our office for information on a fitting station near you. Third, the program aims to educate the community about car seat safety. By increasing awareness and knowledge, we empower the community and ensure safety for our children. And finally, the Car Seat Loaner Program, of which you are a participant, aims to provide information and resources needed to ensure safety for children in need of seats. These combined efforts ensure that our youngest residents remain safe as they traverse our island's roads. Although the seats manual is the best place to determine when your child is ready to transition to the next stage seat, our Virgin Islands law mandates that children are restrained in vehicles as follows. All children under the age of 14 are required to sit belted in the back seat of the vehicle. This means that no child from birth to age 13 should ever ride in the front seat. Children ages 8 and under are required to sit in an appropriate child restraint seat. According to Virgin Islands law, newborns should sit in a rear-facing seat until at least age 1. The law also states that children from ages 2 to 5 should sit secured in a forward-facing seat. From ages 5 to 8, or until your child is at least 4 foot 9 inches tall, children should sit in a booster seat. Be reminded that the law requires that all children under 14, whether in a car seat or seat belt, should sit in the back seat of the car. This is the safest place for your child. However, because each child develops differently, the ages mentioned in our law are to be used as a guide. Please consult the manual that comes with your child's car seat to determine the maximum and safest amount of time to keep your child in that seat. As a parent, you are your child's first and best teacher. Your children learn most of what they know by observing you. When you consistently buckle up, you're not only protecting yourself, but you're also teaching your children the habits that they need to develop and maintain a culture of safety. Be a good role model. Always wear a lap and shoulder belt on every trip, no matter how far or how fast you are going. People who buckle up have a better chance of surviving a crash. Some might think that it should be their right to choose to wear a seatbelt. That might be because they do not understand the physics of car crashes. Unbuckled occupants become projectiles in a crash, sustaining potentially life-threatening injuries. Notice the difference in the crash outcomes for both children. The child in the car seat is obviously safer than the unrestrained child. There's no excuse not to buckle up. Avoid distractions when driving. Anything that takes your attention away from driving safely increases your chances of being in a crash. If you must shift your focus, pull over. Staying focused protects you, your passengers, and others who share our roads. Remember, in the Virgin Islands, no child younger than 14 should ever sit in the front seat. The reason for this is simple. The force of a deployed airbag can cause significant damage to fragile bodies. Airbags are designed to be used with seatbelts to keep adult passengers safe. In the event of a crash, the back seat is the safest place, especially for young, developing bodies with soft bones. Let's summarize Module 1. The Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety aims to reduce injuries and fatalities caused by crashes by identifying problems, resolving issues, and educating the community on safe driving practices. The Occupant Protection Program focuses on the safety of motorists and their passengers by promoting the use of seatbelts and car safety seats. The CPS program provides car seat and seat belt training, education, and assistance to motorists with young children. Parents play an important role in keeping their children safe by consistently wearing their seat belts and ensuring that all passengers are secured. The Virgin Islands law requires that all children under 14 sit in the back seat of the car. Children ages 8 and under must sit in an appropriate car safety seat. Certified CPS technicians can help you with fitting advice and proper car seat installation. Module 2. Choosing and installing the right seat. Why should we use car seats consistently? According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, the correct use of car seats is proven to reduce the risk of fatal crash injuries for children. As a matter of fact, the risk of infants dying in a crash is reduced by 71% by using a car seat. For toddlers, this risk is reduced by 54%, and for children sitting in booster seats, 45%. The outcomes for children sitting unrestrained or improperly restrained are every parent's nightmare. According to the Centers for Disease Control, or the CDC, about half of the children that die in car crashes are unrestrained, no seat belts. The CDC also reported that transportation-related injuries was the #1 cause of death for children in the United States. This is especially true for children ages 5 to 19, where motor vehicle crashes were the #1 killer. Of course, these numbers do not account for children who were injured, children who required medical care, or children who sustained lifelong injuries as a result of crashes. Car seats and the use of seat belts are proven strategies in keeping our children safe. Let's start by talking about rear-facing seats. Rear-facing seats are required by law for newborns up to age 1. However, before you transition your child from a rear-facing seat, remember to consult your manual to determine the maximum height and weight limits. There are two types of rear-facing seats. The infant-only seat can only be used rear-facing and usually has a handle that allows the parent to use the seat as a carrier. The convertible and all-in-one seats are money savers as they can transition or grow with your child. Facing an infant to the rear reduces the baby's risk of sustaining neck and spinal injuries in a crash. How, you ask? Let's take a look. Do you remember Newton's first law of motion? It states that moving objects will continue to move in the same speed and direction until something stops it. In a crash, an outside force, a tree, another car, a wall, stops the car. However, everything in the car will continue to move at the same speed and direction until stopped by another passenger, the dashboard, the windshield, the ground, or the seat belt. Now let's think about an infant facing forward. Remember, the head is the heaviest part of the child's body. Even if in a crash the car seat stays in place, the child, head first, will continue forward until the straps stop it. The force of an infant's head whipping forward on the soft bones and tissues of the neck and spinal cord will cause certain life-threatening injuries or even death. Now let's turn the seat around to face the back. In this position, the force of the crash is evenly spread across the back and lower body of the infant, causing significantly less impact. The American Academy of Pediatricians urges parents to keep their children rear-facing up to the age of 2 or as long as the seat allows. Check your seat's manual to determine the height and weight limits for rear-facing positioning and keep them in this position for as long as it is safe. Even the best car seat will not protect your child if it's not installed correctly. Let's watch a short video clip from the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia demonstrating the safe installation of rear-facing infant seats.
Now that you have a car seat, where do you put it? That's easy, in the back. Secure the seat wherever you get the tightest fit. If possible, use the center of the back seat. Don't use the front seat. It's not safe for a variety of reasons, including frontal airbags, which can injure or kill a child. Let's move on to installing the car seat. You will need your vehicle owner's manual and car seat manual. First, make sure the seat is at the correct angle. Most seats have angle indicators. The car seat manual will tell you how to read your angle indicator. Many rear-facing seats also have an adjustable base to help set the angle. If your seat doesn't have an adjustable base, you may need to use a rolled-up towel or a swimming pool noodle to get the angle right. To strap the seat in, you can use the vehicle seat belt or the lower anchors of the latch system. Both methods are equally safe. Not every vehicle seating position has lower anchors. Check your vehicle owner's manual for more information. First, we're going to show you how to install the car seat using a seat belt. We're going to use a rear-facing only seat that has a lock-off mechanism that locks the seat belt. Pull the seat belt out and carefully thread it through the belt path of the car seat. Buckle the seat belt and make sure that it doesn't have any twists. To ensure a tight fit, press down on the car seat. Pull to tighten the seat belt and close the lock-off. Make sure it is tight. The car seat shouldn't move more than 1 inch in any direction at the belt pad. Now we're going to show you seat belt installation using a convertible seat without a lock-off. Pull the seat belt out and carefully thread it through the rear-facing belt pad. Buckle the seat belt and make sure it doesn't have any twists. Double-check the car seat manual to make sure you're using the rear-facing belt path. Double-check the vehicle owner's manual on how to lock the seat belt. In this car, you pull the seat belt slowly all the way out of the retractor. This switches it to a locked mode. The seat belt in your vehicle might be different. To ensure a tight fit, press down on the car seat and pull to tighten the seat belt. To test the fit, hold the car seat at the belt path and pull it from side to side, like this. The car seat shouldn't move more than 1 inch in any direction at the belt pad. If it does, press down again on the car seat and pull the seat belt tight. Recheck the movement of the car seat until it moves no more than 1 inch. A loosely installed seat is one of the most common mistakes parents make. Your child is not safe in a loosely installed seat. If you choose lower anchors, check your vehicle owner's manual to find the latch seating positions. Next, find the lower anchors. Most vehicles have a small plastic button or fabric tag to help. The anchors are usually directly below the button or tag. In some cars, there won't be anchors for the center seat. It's okay to install the car seat in one of the side seats if that's where you get the tightest fit. You can also use lower anchors for a convertible seat. Attach each hook onto its own lower anchor. Tighten and adjust the straps according to the car seat instruction manual. Now, test the fit at the belt pad. The seat should not move more than 1 inch in any direction. Now let's talk about strapping your child in. The harness straps should be threaded through the slots at or directly below your baby's shoulders. Now, buckle the harness. Next, buckle the harness retainer clip and position the clip at armpit level. This helps to keep the straps over the baby's shoulders. Next, tighten the harness. If you can pinch a fold at the shoulders, the straps are too loose. The harness should lie in a straight line with no slack. You can strap your baby in before you put the car seat into the base, like we're doing here. Or you can carry your baby and strap them into the seat after it's clicked into the base. Make sure your child wears light clothing every time they are in the car seat. Puffy jackets aren't safe. They create too much space between the baby and the harness. As your baby grows and you have a million things on your mind, it's easy to forget how important it is that the harness fits correctly. Make this a habit. Check the harness every time you strap your baby in and adjust as needed. You should also get in the habit of checking how tight the seat is, as it can loosen over time. We hope you found this video useful. Here's a quick review. Make sure the seat is installed at the correct angle. Place the seat in the back, never the front. The seat shouldn't move more than 1 inch at the belt path. The harness should be snug. No puffy jackets or sweaters. Keep your child rear-facing as long
When your child has outgrown his rear-facing seat, it's time to transition him into a forward-facing seat. By law, this stage is for children ages 2 to 5. However, we know that we rely on the guidance provided by our car seat manual to make safe decisions based on our child's age, weight, and height. Forward-facing seats have a 5-point harness system designed to spread the force of the crash evenly across the child's body. The 5-point system shares the crash force across the child's shoulders, that's 2 points, both hips, points 3 and 4, and finally between the legs, point 5, protecting the neck, stomach, and other internal organs. Some rear-facing seats can transition into forward-facing seats, and some forward-facing seats can transition into a booster seat. Refer to the seats manual for the features of your seat. These are great money-saving features, but if your seat is not designed to transition, it is never safe to use it in a way unintended by the manufacturer. This video clip from the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia will demonstrate safe car seat installation for forward-facing seats. Look out for correct placement of harness straps and ways to secure the seats using tethers.
Tracy Hewitt is a child passenger safety technician at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
Unfortunately, many car seats are installed incorrectly, and simple mistakes like these can be fatal for kids.
You should always check your vehicle owner's manual and your safety seat instructions for specific information on correctly installing your car seat. But here are some general rules to follow. When turning a safety seat from rear to forward facing, most harnesses must be re-threaded or readjusted. The best time to change the harness settings for your child is before you install the child seat in your car. When forward facing, the strap should always be at or above your child's shoulders. In some seats, the top slots are the only correct slots to use for forward-facing children. Some allow the use of other slots as long as the harness is at or above your child's shoulders. It is very important to read the car seat manual for specific instructions about your car seat. When your child's shoulders are above the top slots, or the top of his ears reach the top of the car seat, your child has outgrown the seat and needs a larger safety seat or may be ready for a belt positioning booster seat. Buckle the harness and tighten the straps. The harness straps are tight enough when you cannot pinch a fold in the harness at the child's shoulders. The harness retainer clip, which should be at armpit level, helps to hold the harness straps on your child's shoulders. Now you are ready to install the safety seat into your vehicle. A loosely installed seat is one of the most common mistakes parents make. First, pull the seat belt out. Then carefully thread it through the forward-facing belt path of your child's safety seat. Check your car seat manual to be sure you are using the correct belt path for a forward-facing position. And check your vehicle manual to make sure you have locked the belt correctly. To ensure a tight fit, use your upper body's weight to push the seat down and back while you feed the belt back into its retractor. The seat belt should be tight and locked to make sure it stays tight. Many vehicles have built-in locking mechanisms within the seatbelt system. Seatbelts normally lock at the latch plate or in the retractor. To lock this seatbelt, you must pull the belt all the way out to switch it over to a locked position. Forward-facing seats have the added security of the tether system. A tether strap attaches the top of the car seat to special tether anchors in your vehicle. It helps to keep your child's head from moving too far forward in a crash. When you hold the car seat at the belt path, the seat should not move more than an inch from side to side or toward the front of your vehicle. Some vehicles manufactured before 1997 may require the use of a locking clip to lock the seatbelt. Be sure to read your vehicle owner's manual to learn how to use your seatbelts correctly with a child safety seat. Cars made since 2002 have an attachment system called.
To view these and other child safety videos from the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, visit www.chop.org. As you saw in the video, a tether is a strap with a hook on its end that is attached to the top of the forward-facing car seat. Refer to your car's manual to locate the tether anchors in your vehicle. The hook attaches to the tether anchor in the vehicle, preventing the child's head from falling forward by as much as 4 to 6 inches in a crash. So using a tether significantly reduces the risk of head injuries for your child. Positioning your child in the seat is as important as correctly installing the seat. Your child's safety depends on safe positioning. In a rear-facing seat, you position the harness straps at or slightly below the child's shoulders. The harness holds the child down low in the seat so the child does not slide up and out of the seat in a crash. The crotch strap keeps the baby from moving forward. If the crotch strap is too far forward, the child will slump, causing breathing issues. In a forward-facing seat, position the harness strap slightly above the child's shoulders. Be sure to tighten the straps so that you cannot pinch any slack in the webbing. If you can pinch the webbing, the straps are too loose and must be tightened. Close the chest clip and move it to the middle of the chest between the armpits. Never add pillows, cushions, or bulky clothing in a car seat. They will prevent a tight fit and increase the risk of injury in a crash. According to the Virgin Islands law, booster seats are appropriate for 5 to 8-year-olds. But we know that we will refer to our seat manual to determine the appropriate and safe weight and height for each seat. The booster seat, which is simply placed on the back seat, lifts your child so that the adult seat belt fits better, safely. Always use the lap and shoulder belt together. Using the lap belt alone can cause serious injuries to your child's internal organs in a crash. When used correctly, the shoulder belt passes over the child's shoulder, never the neck or face. The lap belt should fit snugly on the upper thighs or low on the hips, never across the stomach. Again, seat belt positioning is critical so that the force of the crash is spread across strong bones, the shoulders, and the hips, not the organs. There are two types of booster seats, the high back and the no back. The high back provides support for the child's head and is best used when the seat of the car offers no head or neck support. Never allow your child to put the seatbelt under the arm or behind the back. This can cause serious injuries in a crash. Remember, the seatbelt is designed to pass across the strongest parts of the body, the bones. If this little girl got into a crash, the force of the impact would violently fold her body in half, forcing the belt into her and causing serious internal injuries. If the seat belt is uncomfortable, the child is probably placed in the wrong seat. Again, refer to the manual to ensure that your child's height and weight are booster seat ready. How do you know when your child is ready to use a seat belt without a safety seat? A child is ready to use seatbelt only when he is at least 4 foot 9 inches tall, can sit all the way back on the vehicle seat without slouching, and hang his knees over the edge of the vehicle seat with his feet on the floor. The seat belt passes over the shoulder, not the neck, and over his hips, not his stomach. Until you can check all of those boxes, your child should remain in a booster seat. Do not be in a hurry to transition your child out of his correct stage seat. This is about safety, not about being cool. Even if your child's peers have transitioned, avoid regrets by doing what is best for your child's development. Remember to use a seatbelt every time you're in a car. Never put it under the arm, and keep all children ages 13 and under in the back seat. We have come to the end of Module 2. Let's summarize what we've learned. Seats will only protect your child if they are installed correctly and the child is properly positioned. Correctly installed seats should never move more than an inch in any direction. Infants up to age 1 and potentially up to age 3 must ride in a rear-facing car seat to protect their necks and spines in a crash. For safety, keep your child rear-facing as long as the seat permits. It's the safest way to ride. Rear-facing seats must be reclined at the angle determined by the manufacturer's stickers. This angle prevents an infant's head from flopping forward and causing suffocation. If a seat can transition from rear-facing to forward-facing, it will have two separate belt paths. Be sure to check the manual so that you pass the seatbelt through the correct path. Rely on the car seat's instructions to determine when your child's age, size, and weight are ready for the next stage. Never install a car seat in front of an airbag. The force of the bag can seriously injure or kill a child. Use seat belts or the latch system to secure the seat tightly. Using both can place too much strain on the seat, causing it to crack in a crash. Use a tether for forward-facing seats to reduce head movement in a crash. Protect a child's organs and soft tissues by ensuring that the straps pass over their bones. A child can use the car's seat belt when he's at least 4 foot 9 inches tall and can sit all the way back without slouching and touch the floor with his feet. Module 3, Getting the Facts. This presentation has provided you with a wealth of information. What else do you need to know? Let's talk about registering your car seat. Families should always complete and submit the registration card that comes with the new seat. This process allows the manufacturer to communicate with you about important information like safety updates or recall information. Like many other products, safety seats are recalled for various reasons like crashworthiness or missing labels. Registering your seat guarantees you access to timely and critical information about your seat. Did you know that car seats have an expiration date? A typical car seat has a life of about 6 years. The manufacturer cannot guarantee the strength and safety of the seat's material after expiration. Be sure to check your manual and the labels on the seat to learn the expiration date. After a seat has been involved in a crash, it should be replaced. Cracks in the body and its lining reduce the seat's integrity. Resist using a second-hand seat, especially if you do not know the seat's history. Do you know if it was involved in a crash? Do you know the expiration date? Do not compromise your child's safety to save a few dollars. This reminds me, if your seat was involved in a crash or has expired, please be sure to completely disable the seat so that no one else can use it. CPS technicians are stationed throughout our community and are trained to provide you with expert fitting advice and installation assistance. Contact your Office of Highway Safety to find a CPS technician near you. Let's take a quick look at seatbelt use here in our territory. Each year, the Occupant Protection Program of the Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety conducts a seatbelt observational survey in high-traffic, high-crash areas to record seatbelt use for drivers and their front seat passengers. As you see here in this graph, our seatbelt compliance rates have declined in the last 2 years. In the 2020 survey, only 68.2% of the occupants observed wore their seatbelts. When you compare that to the national average of 90.7%, we can see that we all must play a part in building a culture of safety here in the Virgin Islands. Although the United States Virgin Islands does not have the complex roadways that can be found on the mainland, crashes occur frequently. In 2020, the Virgin Islands sustained 3,652 crashes. Although this was a decrease from the 4,538 crashes recorded in 2019, this still averages about 10 crashes per day. Of these crashes in 2020, 214 involved unrestrained occupants. 790 involved occupants who sustained injuries, and 6 resulted in fatalities. This graph shows the number of crashes that involved children under the age of 8 who sustained injuries that required medical attention. If we have a significant portion of our adult population not wearing seatbelts, then we can logically conclude that there may also be a significant number of children riding unrestrained. We must ensure that our children consistently ride safely. Even more information can be found in your car seat manual, on the stickers placed directly on your car seat, on your car seat manufacturer's website, through certified CPS technicians throughout our community, and of course, through your Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety. This concludes our third and final module for this training. Let's do a quick summary. Registering your seat will allow you to get important information from the manufacturer to include recall information. Avoid using used seats, especially if you do not know the seat's history. Remember, seats expire. CPS technicians can be found throughout the island and are your partners in ensuring that you are using the right seat and that it is installed properly. Contact the Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety for more information on child passenger safety. Now that you've completed the child passenger safety training for parents for the Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety's Car Seat Loaner program, here are your next steps to complete the process. First, be sure to complete the assessment provided to the best of your ability. Then contact our office to schedule an appointment. During this appointment, we will review and discuss your assessment and ensure that all your documents are submitted and completed. Once those requirements are satisfied, you'll be issued a car seat appropriate for your child. Remember, you will have to come to your appointment with your completed assessment, the vehicle listed on your application, and the child that is receiving the seat. Finally, you will successfully install the seat and safely position your child with the assistance of a certified CPS technician. Thank you for participating in the Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety CPS training for parents. We hope that you have gained the information needed to make the commitment to safely secure your children in the right seat every trip, no exceptions. Thank you for keeping our children safe. Buckle up, VI. Every trip, everyone, every time.